Hi, welcome to leeswindowcleaning.co.uk. Today we're going to look at the most essential element of water-fed pole and what makes it actually work, which is the water. Now, a lot of window cleaners out there will be using traditional squeegee and ladder and a bucket of soapy water, which is all well and good, and we still use that here for internal work, etc. However, for external work, nothing can really beat the pure water that we use. And the reason for that is quite simple. We're going to do a straightforward test, just like the Pepsi challenge here. Here I've got a little gadget called a TDS meter, and you can see it has a readout on it there. And what this does is this gadget measures parts per million in water, i.e. basically it measures how many impurities and bits and pieces are floating about in water. And we're going to measure what the type of water is that we get from a tap. So, here we go. Let's turn on my kitchen tap. We'll take a fresh, new, empty glass. We'll just put some water in that. I don't know if you can see that there. There we go. Okay. So on the right here, we have the tap water. On the left here, we've got the purified multi-stage filtered water that we use on a daily basis for cleaning windows with. Now let's put the TDS meter in the tap water first. Straight away the alarm sounding on it. I don't know if we can get an image there. Okay, the alarm sounding because it's dirty. It's got 420 parts per million roughly in that water. Now that's not harmful, there's nothing wrong with that, that's safe for us to drink, and those parts are in there for a lot of our safety as well, things like chlorine, etc., to purify the water of anything that would be dangerous to us when we ingest it. So that's why we've got safe drinking water in this country, and that's great. For its purpose it's fantastic. For drinking water it is exactly as it should be. That's wonderful. But if we were to clean windows with that, and if we were not to remove every single part of water off of your glass, it would leave those particles behind. And those particles are what we see as streaks and stains if we don't do a thorough job with tap water. Once you add into that as well soap and maybe bits and pieces of dirt and particles from the previous window that we've just cleaned of yours, then of course you're starting to see that there is the potential for leaving impurities on your glass. Once it next rains on those impurities as well, it's going to reactivate them and move them about, and again you're going to get further streaking. If you took a brand new piece of glass out of a factory that had no particles, no dirt, no impurities on it, it would stay cleaner for longer when it rained because there's nothing on it already. Let's see when we put the TDS meter in the filtered water, what sort of result we're going to get. Now we've got a little bit of the tap water on that machine, that TDS meter there, and that's giving us a reading of 004. Okay, now that is with a tiny bit of tap water on the end of the machine as well, has been introduced into that. Ordinarily what we'd be looking at there is 000 or maybe 001. That's parts per million. Okay, so you can see that water in comparison is pure water. We'll put that back in the tap water, and you can see it immediately jumps up to well over 400 parts per million. Okay, so two very different types of water. The one on the left, the purified water that we use, literally runs off of your glass. Okay, it doesn't hang around, it doesn't dry on your glass, it runs off your glass. It's very slippery because it's got nothing in it. But what it also does is water likes to attract dirt. It likes to have particles in it. In its natural state, it has got particles in it. If you took spring water out of the ground, it would have particles in it. And water does like to have an element of particles in it. So what that means is with the purified water on the left, when we introduce it to your glass, it does attract the dirt that's on the glass into the water, and then it drains straight off and takes it with it, and that's why you get such a clean, sparkly, streak-free finish with this purified water. Great. I hope this has been a help to you today in understanding why we use the water we do and the technology that's involved in getting your windows as clean as possible. Thanks for watching.